What's up? Good morning, good morning, good morning. How we doing? How's everybody doing this morning? I do not trade supply and demand. I trade order flow and momentum combined with ICT. Yeah, waiting for a sweep lower though. That's what I would like to see, Jay, before I'd get too interested. I don't think that, based on the order book, what I'm looking at on Bookmap, it doesn't look like it's done going down. So we'll see. Maybe dig a little deeper into that new week opening gap on NQ. It's been a hell of a dump since market open yesterday. It's kind of wild. Thoughts on TJR? Seems like a cool dude. Just trying to clean this chart up a little bit. I had this extended out further than I wanted it so that I want you guys to be able to see it without me having to move the screen around. Let's have a day, Nathan. Come on, man. Let's make it happen. What's up, Tyrone? How's it going, man? Sorry, I'm getting this squared away. I should have done this before I started the stream, but it's all good. Be interesting to see what we do. I think we're going to dig into this new week opening gap and then potentially would like to see us V-shape out of it, but we'll see. We bounce back and forth between NQ and ES. What's up, Fitty? Appreciate all the likes, man. Appreciate all that. Yeah, I think we would potentially dig a little deeper into here. New week opening gap on ES. This is from like not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before. See, this pink one was this past Sunday, and then this blue one was the Sunday before. We completely traversed that whole thing, completely mitigated. NQ is just barely tapping into it, as you can see here. So it'll be interesting to see if we dig deeper and kind of take up some of this, but who knows? How much is a point on ES? $50 a point, Hassan. So every point of movement is $50. And micros is 5. What's up, Carlo? How's it going? Can you see my track record the last 10 trades? For sure. Yep. Hang on one second. Let me move that for you. So there's last night. These are 5 different accounts or 4 different accounts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different accounts. Before that, yeah, I took a trade on gold last night and got fucked. But we're up for the month of November. This is what we did. Or excuse me, the month of October. Did pretty well here. But we had our gains yesterday. We were up 2,400. I don't like how TradeZilla counts that towards the previous, like this was a separate session. So we were up 2,400 on the session yesterday, and then tried to trade gold last night. Got cooked, as you can see on the trade here. This is all one trade. Before that, we've been doing pretty well, so can't be too mad about it. Win percentage 69.13, profit factor 2.56, days winning percentage 89.47. Yeah, so all losses, JC. Yeah, there's five accounts got unfortunate, but it's all good. I think more important than the win rate, to be honest, I don't focus on that as much. What to me that is the most important factor, or the most important metric, is the profit factor, because profit factor basically says how big are your losses versus your wins. So if you think about it theoretically, I've said this before, and I'm sure those who've heard me say it, probably tired of hearing it, but theoretically, if you have, let's say you have 10 trades, right? You lose 5. Let's say you lose 9 and you win 1. On those 9 losses, let's say you lose $1 every loss, right? But on that 1 win that you have, you win $100. You've well exceeded your losses tremendously, but your win rate is going to be terrible. It's going to be a terrible win percentage, but your overall profit factor is going to be astronomical. So to me, the most important thing, you can take it in conjunction. You can take them together, which is your profit factor, as well as, if you want your win rate, you could take that in conjunction with it. To me, it's almost irrelevant. So how big are your wins versus your losses? To me, that's the biggest, that's the most important thing. What's my bias? I think that we probably dig a little deeper into this new week opening gap. Could potentially keep bleeding, man. Dude, we've been bleeding since market open yesterday up here. This was market open yesterday, 9:30. We had just bled. Each session has just bled since then. So no real clear signs of turning around at the moment. Could just continue to do so, but we're going to keep an eye on this specific area right here, see if price sweeps this London low and mitigates a little bit more of this gap, and then potentially turns around. Yeah, RR does vary tremendously. Yeah, it depends, man. It depends on where the entry is and what the way the market structure is. And also where I'm setting my stop determines how big of my sizing is going to be typically. Like if I can have a smaller stop, a smaller stop loss, then I will increase my sizing a little bit. If the stop's going to be pretty large, then I'll definitely size down. Me think we filled the gap? Very well could. How do you get it to say London low, London high? I use the Ray tool, and then you hit text, and you can type. market's about to crash. The party's over. Not a bad idea to have some cash on hand if that's what you think, man. If you have some cash on hand and the market does crash, you're sitting pretty and just fucking scoop up at the bottom. Excuse my language. Warren Buffett's sitting on a tremendous amount of cash right now, which I thought was interesting. I was listening to somebody talk about that last night. Tremendous amount of cash on hand right now. Could be what he's anticipating. Well, he's sitting on even more. Obviously, yeah, we know he's got money, but in terms of actual cash on hand, he's been increasing that recently. Liquidity. This government shutdown is not helping things in terms of the market, to be honest. That's part of the reason I think that we're underperforming. About 4 years, JC. What's up, Adam? How's it going, man? On paper, JC, I'm sure there's some guys over there in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and other places like that that we don't know about that probably have a little bit more than him, a little bit more low key. I posted a video about it, Nathan. They yanked, it was tentative and they yanked it. Blew my TPT pro funded. Yeah, that is tough to get used to, man. User asked if I'm a profitable trader. So short answer is I would say no. And the reason I say that is, and I've repeated this so many times, I'm sorry if people are hearing this for whatever time you're hearing it, but the reason I say that is I think that you need to be taking consistent payouts for 9 to 12 months, like regularly, not just like sporadically, like regularly. Every payout cycle that it's available, you're able to take payouts. You need to be doing that for 9 to 12 months to really be able to say, yeah, I'm profitable. And I haven't been doing that. I've been doing it for about 4 months, going on 5 months now. So short answer, I would say no. If you're following my standard of what profitable means, then no. Have I made well over the amount of money that I've spent in trading? Yes. Carve it into our foreheads. Well, it's good to keep the perspective, man, because I didn't realize, like, after I got my first payout, I was like, here we go. Off to the races, man. It's all uphill from here. Or excuse me, all downhill from here. And nah, like, you will have, even after you take your first payout, at least for me, you will have some very rough times still ahead of you. No, I don't sell any courses, man. I don't sell anything. I just do this live stream. Just need that payout to pay me back. Yeah, it's definitely nice. My natty currently, yeah, have been since July of last year. That's why I'm looking kind of deflated, not as vascular. I'm also not fluffed up right now. I haven't eaten today. I haven't really drank enough water. Do you trade a funded account? Yeah, funded. And I have a live AMP account that I've been trading. Kind of fucked up and blew a large percentage of that account by leaving a limit order open on the chart like an idiot. So been slowly building it back up. How much funded do you have? Overall capital? Well, I have 2 100K take profit accounts and 3 Apex accounts, all funded. There you go, Nick. Yeah, Adam, I feel you on the school thing, man. School's hitting me hard too. I have another big test in Japanese today, and I'm probably not as prepared for it as I should be. I'm getting burnt out so quick, dude. Just want to trade, make trading content, and work out, and travel. I'm getting so fucking burnt out with school. Excuse my language. Yeah, I could probably do a video on AMP. Appreciate that, user. God bless you too, man. I appreciate that a lot. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate you guys saying that. Trying to make it happen, man. Trying to bring some people along with me on the way. That's why I do this. Exactly, man. That's the dream. Take that trading money and put it into something else that makes even more money. Real estate, something. Don't go blow it. Don't piss it away on watches or cars or any of that. Do that eventually once you have multiple streams of income, and you can. My rule that I have for myself is that I have one specific car that I want, and I'm planning to get it eventually, but I'm only going to get it after I have at least 2 more pieces of real estate, and B, another business, and C, I have enough cash on hand to buy that car at least 2 or 3 times over before I buy it. And I think if you're at that point, that's when you really can start. I see these guys going and pissing money away, and I don't tell people how to spend their money, but for me personally, that's my how I want to structure things. I feel like that's the most responsible way to do it. Well, yeah, the 529, Nick, has been. I don't even have kids yet, and my 529, I got a 529 account that's pretty well funded. Yeah, that is definitely going to be. What car? Man, it's going to sound so cliche because I feel like everybody that's in this trading space gets one of these, but it's the SVJ, man. Been wanting one for a while. One of my brothers, he does pretty well for himself. He ended up just getting rid of it, but he had an SV, which was pretty sick. But he's never had an SVJ, and I want to be the first one to get the SVJ. Turbo S, yeah. RSQ8 is what I want to. Once I get married, I want to buy my wife that car. I don't think she would like it though, to be honest. She's more of like a 4Runner TRD type. Like she's more of that kind of girl rather than she's extremely not bougie, which I love. Very simple. Well, I'll take it instead. My mom was in the market for a car not too long ago, and I was trying to talk her into getting that car. They're very frugal, and they were like, "Yeah, we're not." Parents were like, "We're not getting that." It's like, come on. You like them bougie? Yeah. They're expensive when you get them like that, though. You get those bougie ones. It's so clean. What's up, Arthur? How's it going, man? That's the dream, Adam. That's the dream right there, man. One day at a time, one trade at a time, you can make it happen. New video finna go viral. This PA is not ideal, man. Hopefully, market open gives us something better. One 1% better every day. Amen to that, man. I closed it, Aaron. I closed it. We were up 600. I closed it up 600 times 4. Proceeded to blow half of it back, a little over half of it back on gold last night on each account. One account fully blew it all back. The other 3, I blew half of it back. It's all good though. We're up still on the week. Yeah, Jay. I think that was the music. I don't really know what it was, man. That was frustrating. We pushed through though. We persevered. I was trading, yeah, the Asia gold session, gold during the Asia session. Any tips on hesitating too much on entry? Could have passed 250K, but got hesitant. I think that's better than being trigger happy, to be honest with you, man. I wouldn't. I think if you're seeing the setup and you have the idea, there's a fine line between being too hesitant and being trigger happy. But yeah, Nick, me too, man. I feel like sometimes, like you guys saw it the other day when I made that bonehead move on the 15-second chart. That was stupid. And if I had been more thorough with evaluating my entry, I would have noticed that I was on the 15-second chart. I think that the key really is to make sure you're confident in the setup, because you've back tested it enough and you've traded it live enough where you know it's a confident setup, where you have confidence in the setup. So if it doesn't come to your, pick an entry point. If it doesn't come there, it doesn't come there, man. That would be my best advice, and be fine with it running away without you if it didn't come to you. Yeah, this is NQ. Keep getting wicked out. Yeah, that happens. Evaluate where you're putting your stop. You took that short, Reaper. What's up, JW? How's it going, man? Yeah, 7. That's what I would say. I mean, pick an entry point, like in your mind. Hey, if price comes to this level, this is where I'm opening my trade. And if it goes there, I don't like doing limit orders, because you could, like, let's say your entry was right here on this trade, on this chart right now. Let's say it was just below this candle wick. I wouldn't put an entry or a limit order, because what if price just dumped through it? So what I like to do to make my entry, I like to see price come to this level and then start to slowly move out of it or pull away from it, and that's when I'll open the trade. Yeah, I saw ZZ took that short. That was a hell of a short. Getting a beautiful Japanese girlfriend. You speak Japanese, JC? Exactly, Nick. I watched it happen too. Oh, you only speak English? Well, that's not really a problem. A lot of them speak. A lot of Japanese people speak English too. You should try Japanese though, man. It's fun. Watashi wa Nihongo o benkyou shimasu. You should study Japanese. Or I study Japanese is what I just said, but you should study Japanese. The oral exam went well, dude. I aced that shit. I have a kanji exam. I was supposed to have it yesterday, and I delayed it because didn't feel like I was ready. But I have a full midterm exam today, and then I got to make up the kanji exam either today or Thursday. But Williamson-san, konnichiwa. And that's, if you want to say good morning, it's ohayo gozaimasu. Appreciate that, Nick. Yeah, it was fun. Felt really good about it. M says, "What's your bias?" I want to see I don't really have a particular bias because we've just been dumping so hard since market open yesterday. But what I would like to see, what I would look for in a setup here is us to kind of push a little deeper into this gap, this new week opening gap, and then V-shape out of it. I'd like to see a long, but we'll just take what it gives us. Ohio, exactly, Kyle. It sounds just like that. Ohio. Yeah. She does not. No, she does not. No. She speaks a little bit of Spanish, but no Japanese. This is NQ, Paul. Yeah, the V-shape off the London low, CE of the new week opening gap right here would be nice in this area. If we get, I think if we get a, we'll see. We're gonna just play it. I don't want to make any predictions. No, I'm not Spanish. No, I'm Scottish and German. We could, I mean, also what we could see here at market open in 7 minutes and 30 seconds, we could see price come up here and take London high, bounce off the VWAP, and then just dump. That could be what we see. Arigato. Arigato gozaimasu. I started doing my videos that I post, my trade recaps in Japanese. Be good practice. Yeah, clear out the buy side and then dump. I didn't take the quiz yesterday. The oral midterm that I took, what was it, last Thursday? Something? When was that? Last Thursday? I did really well on that. The quiz that I was supposed to, I did take a quiz in my Roman Empire class yesterday. Didn't go very well, to be completely honest. That class is kicking my butt, dude. I know a lot about the Roman Empire. It's just the formatting of these quizzes and tests and what the material he's actually quizzing us on is it's close reading. So it's like we're reading about characters that are not like some famous figures in history. They're very obscure people that are just in these readings. So, and all their names sound familiar. Like they all sound similar. So it's hard to differentiate. So I've been struggling a bit in that class. How's my book map look? You want to see it? So that's NQ. It's not really convincing one way or another. We do have a lot of sell side built up right here. It could, I think we could push to get these, to get the buy side out of there and then potentially dump, but we'll see. We got 5 minutes and 10 seconds till open here. First day on the funding. Be very careful. You got this. There's a dump right there. Just a quick sweep. Does Bookmap really change your trading game? I think it makes a big difference once you learn how to read it. Yeah, I think it does make a big difference. Should full port the funded. No bueno. No bueno. Coach Love, I do both, man. So I like to combine the ICT strategies with the order flow. So I feel like that really gives you an advantage. I feel like you get the structure and the kind of like the patterns that ICT goes off of, but you also get the support or the added confluence of the order flow. So I would lean more towards the order flow side of things in terms of I don't know, man. I just feel like order flow is just really that's what some of the most successful traders that I see. That's what they trade off of. So to me, it makes sense. Also, ICT makes really good sense. Order flow makes really good sense. I'd say this is pretty bearish right here. The CBD is negative 4,500 right now. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I do. Evil. Coach Love, a lot of people say that, man. It's kind of just like one of those things like people love to hate. It's kind of like Yankees fans hating on Boston or Boston hating on Yankees. It's kind of, to me, it kind of reminds me of like a rivalry like that. But I think that you can kind of get the best of both worlds if you learn both. What am I looking at? This is Nasdaq futures. Oh, am I still showing Bookmap? Sorry. Sorry about that. What's up, Zachary? How's it going? Am I short? No, you'll see when I'm in a position. I show all my trades on the chart here. You get to watch me win and lose. Nathan, it's called Bookmap. It's a level 2 data software. It tells you where orders are stacked up. Dig in the free trial. It's on my YouTube. If you guys care to watch that, go follow the YouTube. I'm streaming it live, just like this, but you get the full trading view chart as well as the Bookmap chart. Well, my video's on there too. I'm not sure if it's the same. I'm the same one you're thinking of. My video's on there, so you'd recognize me. But I've heard that there are people who stream it for free on there. It's not a bad like. I'm sure he's making some good money off of that. The YouTube is just Christian Trades Live. Bookmap's lagging right now. There's the link right there. Yeah, man. Market open and nothing happens. What a dead market open that was. JW, I plan on doing like a tutorial video that I'm going to post on Bookmap. Getting into all that. Vital Labs, there you go. Why do I have 3 channels? What are you talking about? Waiting to see what happens here. It was one of 2 things is going to, well, more than 1 of 2 things is possible, but what 2 things that I'm looking for, potentially going up and cleaning up this buy side right here and then dumping, or digging deeper into this gap, taking out this London low and then pushing up out of this at a CE of new week opening gap. We'll see what happens though. Could just chop. What 3 channels are you talking about, Brian? Nah, that's dude. That's scammers. Scammers pretending to be me. TikTok won't ban them. I've tried. Tried to get him to. My Batman. Secrets out. Secrets out. Yeah, pretty annoying. I don't know why TikTok is. It's just how it is, man. I see you, CK. Yeah, I did see that. Well, I saw your post about it. I didn't go to. I haven't been on LinkedIn to read the full thing, but I did see your post about it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, Batman voice. Dude, that's from years of smoking too many cigarettes and other substances. Yeah, you saw that drop overnight, Ruben? Really, since market open yesterday, it's just been dumping hard. My call today, I'm up 200 trying to build a nice cushion. There you go. Not a bad idea, Adam. Saw your DM, by the way. I'll shoot you something back after I get off of the charts today. Thanks, man. I mean, we got jolts that got yanked today, so there's no red folder news. Could just be a crappy trading day, man. It could just, we'll see. We'll see. I don't really have a clear bias. I mean, we've been dumping for the past 24 hours, so it could just continue. Four hour looks like it's maxed out. Yeah. We are sitting inside of these gaps too, man. We're sitting inside of this daily gap right now. We got a little bit of a daily gap underneath us. So we're touching into a second daily at the moment. So we'll see what happens. DJ, there's a you shouldn't have to request. So the public account is my trading account. Just Christian Trades Live. Should be public. You should just be able to follow it without requesting. The other one's my personal account. There you go. If that was you, I just got it. Appreciate the follows. Yeah, guys, I'm starting a new Instagram. I don't want to be using my personal account for trading stuff because I obviously post personal stuff on there. It's kind of more for family and you know how it is. So if you guys want, you can drop a follow on the new Instagram. There's not a lot on there, but I'm going to be posting a lot more. Just started it last night. Christian Trades Live. In theory, we are a type family. That is true. That is true. You got to think, though, not everybody has the best intentions. So I don't want my nieces and nephews and people like that to be all over the place, you know? No, I don't have any kids, Aaron. $32, D. Yeah, we'll see, Matt. We'll see. It could be. Bookmap's not very clear one direction or the other. We do have some large orders stacked up down at 25,660 and then 25,650. I did faith play a role in your trading. It's everything, dude. I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for my faith. Literally. Probably wouldn't even still be alive, to be honest, not even being cliche. There's a guy in the chat here. If you guys see, his name's Mr. Nobody. He knows me personally. He can probably tell you I'm a completely different person than I was before. Yep. This is not the most ideal price action at all. The order book is super thin. This could just be a bust day, man, unfortunately. We'll see. Need Trump to say China or something. For sure, 50. Yeah. For sure, man. Waking up. Waking up and not feeling like crap. Waking up and being glad to be alive. Exactly, Brian. Exactly. Not perfect. Still struggle sometimes, but heck of a lot better than things were, man. kind of just pushing up. I mean, I don't know what we're pushing up off of right here other than just the idea that we're pushing out of that new week opening gap, but we did not take London. Did not hit the 4-hour low, didn't take London. So what we could see here, this could be the manipulation for the distribution down lower. We'll see though. Drop down to the 1 minute here, see what we get. It's a pretty strong push up there on ES. I think this is manipulation for a dump. We'll see though. That Bollinger Band, I think, is pretty closely tied to the VWAP, Brian. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure. I've watched a few videos. I'm not as familiar as you are probably with the Bollinger Bands, but I think there's a correlation between the Bollinger Bands and the VWAP. I think we smack this level and then dump potentially. I just realized I'm not signed into my account. Let me sign in before we get into a situation where I want to take a trade. I'm going to black the screen real quick. Yo, NGE, I see you over there on the tube, man. Blink if you're in danger. That's funny. Yeah, Ganster. I think it potentially could take this London high. This could be the manipulation for a dump lower. We'll see, though. It might just trickle higher. We have been dumping for 24 hours straight, so. $25,936 on NQ. Okay. So basically just above the midnight open, and then you're thinking that it'll turn around. Is that what you're thinking, Brian? Or are you long to that level? JC. We got volume all the way up to 25,805 on the book map, which would be just above London high. Obviously, we could get more injection into the market once we get closer to that level, but right now, orders kind of die off right at that level on NQ. ES, they kind of die off around 68.25. So that would be around the same area. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, I can see you're thinking there, bro. Right now, what we're looking for, Ryan, is where we're keeping an eye on. I'm not really looking for them. Maybe we'll react if we see it. Is price to sweep this London high and then potentially dump back lower. Got a big order just came in on ES down at 68.13. Should be right back on this SMA. The buy order, pretty large, 856 buy orders. 858. $752. There's a big buy order here. Yeah, so it's right at the SMA basically. You up on the day, Bri? Is that the screenshot you just sent me? I just saw that from like an hour ago. Does our current high break the previous high? I can't see. What do you mean? The 4 hour? No, we haven't broken through. London high would be where we're looking for. Yeah, that was ES right there. Sorry. That's ES. Yeah, CK, I'm familiar. I don't trade that kind of strategy, but I am familiar with the thinking behind it. I try to keep things as simple as possible, man. Price really just likes to move to areas of liquidity and to major levels. That's my experience. So I just try to trade these reversals or continuations. Like if we were to get a dump to London low, I want to know where's the next major liquidity level that price is going to be attracted to. Is it going to be this New York PM low down here, or is it going to be to turn around and go back up to London high if we don't sweep that? So, and standard deviation is a good way to kind of determine those levels of pivots. There you go. You're probably printing over there then. Yeah, definitely. At least a bearish 24 hours, like crazy. Pretty, I mean, Matt, that is probably what he's talking about. Most of the, I think a lot of the stuff is, excuse me, is based around standard deviation. Trading in general is, from my understanding, a lot of it is just standard deviation. Started back last Thursday. How much money have you made this year trading? Not enough. Not enough. It took it a little bit. Took it on ES for sure. Now we'll see what it wants to do. NQ and ES. We bounce back and forth. How do you get those levels marked out? I marked them. I use an indicator that shows them to me, and then I manually mark them so I don't have to keep the indicator on. That's the indicator. Screenshot it super quick so I can turn it off. Trying to figure out what the book map is wanting to say here. Yeah, CK just answered you. Inner Circle Trader. It's just a strategy, a school of thought when it comes to trading. Strong push to the upside here. I didn't know if maybe this was the manipulation. There you go, Bry. I'd take that profit, bro. They're dancing again. You hear them in the tunnels? Stop loss was hit. Got to be careful, JC. You got to be convinced of the trade before you take it, man. This is a 1 hour gap here. 2 hour, 4 hour. I'm coming down on the book map. Be interesting if we break this 847 level. You want to see the Nando? You want to see the 15-second chart, man? If you're like me, a dummy. That's such a bonehead move, man. We are delivering out of this daily gap here. So, I mean, two of them really. This one down here and this one right here, they're overlapping. I think if this 1 hour inverts, then it might just continue higher. We'll see though. What are they saying? Can you hear them? Can you hear their talk? What are they saying over there? Appreciate the follows, guys. Appreciate all that. Might have bottom ticked this thing, Bri. What was your entry? 25,687. You bottom ticked it, bro. You're up 200 points right now, man. I always do. That 1 hour candle just closed. Look at Leah. Leah, are you up on the day? What's your P&L looking like? $95. Damn. You're signal botting TJR over there. TikTok cuts off the right side a bit. Is that better? No, we haven't. Samad, we haven't taken a trade yet. All right, Arthur. Have a good one, man. You too, man. Appreciate that. Can you teach me? tapping into this 1 hour gap. We're just beyond CE of it where that candle closed. So we'll see what happens here. This could just be a continuation higher. We did flip this 5 minute, created a 5 minute below that, flip this 15. This could just keep pumping. Appreciate those gifts, Nick. Just saw that, man. You need a bit more. It doesn't usually listen to me when I tell it what to do, man. Any profitable millionaire mentors in the chat? Yeah, me too. Hit me up too. Volume's pretty low here. Buyers are still in control from the looks of the order book, but we'll see. When do I take the trade? When I see it set up. Appreciate that. I can't even read your name, but I appreciate that. You have a good one too, man. Yeah, Christian, what I do is I like to see, I look for my typical setup, my typical model, and then see if basically just see if the order book's aligning with that. See if there's, I like to use it for where I'm placing my stops, knowing where the large orders are stacked up so that I can put my stops, typically right below where they are, or right above, depending on the direction. No, in this I don't do mentoring. But I use it just like as an added confluence. Like if I think that we're targeting a certain direction, I see if there's solid order flow in that direction stacking up to be pulling price to the area in which I'm trying to target. Am I profitable? I wouldn't say that. Based on my standard, no, not yet. I mean, I've been taking consistent payouts for 4 going on 5 months, but I think in order to call yourself profitable, you need to be taking consistent payouts every payout window for 9 to 12 months. Otherwise, if it's inconsistent, then no, you're not profitable, in my opinion. LOL marked wrong. What is? What's marked wrong? Oh yeah, I'm well above everything I've spent. Yeah. You think London lows? Why would you say that? There's the indicator. London lows right there. Did not sweep it. Yeah. Yeah. It's my favorite ramen flavor, beef, for sure. Starting to sell off a little bit here. Could just be a retrace for a continuation. Which indicator are you talking about for the order flow or for the sessions? It's called ICT kill zone and pivots. Oh, I didn't take it as hate. I mean, this is 5:00 a.m., which is during London session, and that's the lowest point where price was on the chart. So I don't think that can really be disputed. Glad you're up though. Mostly, what you got there was a push off of this new week opening gap, and I mean you can see the price imbalance, the volume imbalance there that pushed price up. It wasn't a sweep. That's why I haven't taken a trade, because I'm kind of waiting for price to come down and take that level and then potentially go higher or just dump through it. Well, it could be that your indicator's wrong. The only thing that I'm saying is it dose FX? Think about just logically here. What time does London take place? It takes place from 3 a.m. to what, 12 p.m. or something? East Coast time? It's something like that. It starts at 3 a.m. East Coast time. Either way, it's 5 a.m. right here on this mark. So that is during London session, and that's the lowest point, right? So that would be London low. This could just bounce right off this VWAP SMA and go higher here. Yeah, this is NQ. Christian minis. There's one mini's a lot. Got 1,000 orders stacked up at 25,800 right here. 1,000 buy orders. $400 on ES stacked at 68.32. Right at that, basically at the SMA. So this could just hit that level and bounce right back. The VWAP is basically where these orders are. No, Geek, we haven't taken anything, man. Hadn't taken anything at all. I trade gold sometimes, CK. Yeah, got cooked on it last night. I'm 4 for 5 on my gold trades. Still have 1,000 orders stacked up right here. They could yank them as we get closer, but they're still stacked right at 25,800. Still 1,000 orders down there. I think this will touch into the 800 level and then go higher. Not 100% sure though. Yeah, I've made videos of my strategy. They're posted. I'm not clear one way or the other right now. I mean, I think this is just a continuation, potentially. AMP still hasn't given you your account. Yeah, it takes a little while. It took me like a week to get mine fully set up. No, you'll know when I'm in a trade. Dave, I use TradeSync. All right, Bri. Because what I was thinking at price open was we'd take this London high and then dump potentially. I wanted to see a sweep of a major level before I got into a trade. I wasn't just going to take it out of a level, middle of the range like that. Waiting for a setup. I haven't seen anything that I want to risk my money on. Trading where your habits going well and strategies work amazingly. No trading. There you go. Very nice, Jordan. How much would I risk for a 50K funded fresh account? Depends on your drawdown. My rule of thumb is if you're new, I'd be starting with 1 micro per every 500 of drawdown that you have. But it's whatever you're comfortable with trading without, feeling like you're over risking. Drawdown is how much you can lose without blowing the account. My funded take profit accounts too. Yeah. Drawdowns 2K. 1 micro for every 500. Every 500 to draw down. So if you have 2,000, 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, you're trading 4 micros. If it's 2,500, you're trading 5 micros. What was it, Dos? That sucks, dude. I'm sorry, Profit. Oh, sorry. JJ does FX, not Dos. What was the issue? It's at 510. Or 505. There you go, Ibrahim. Nice, man. I have no clue what this wants to do right now. Would like to see it kind of give a clear indication that it wants to go lower, but I think this is just going to be a continued higher, to be completely honest. There it is. Bias was correct. There you go, D. It always feels good when you're seeing price well. What funding site? I use Take Profit Trader and Apex. What are some things I had to cut off in terms of what? This is NQ. Oh. Alcohol, man. Alcohol getting away. Any distraction, dude. Any distraction. You need to be working out every day. You need to be eating right, sleeping well. You know, no gooning. It's a huge clouds the mind. Appreciate that, man. I feel like I'm looking small right now, to be completely honest. just not seeing anything that I'm willing to take a trade on here. Yeah, Einstein of Wall Street. Yeah, seen him on TikTok. Worst 2 months, dude. Get once you get through it, I'm telling you it's worth it. I'm telling you it's worth it. Changes your whole mental clarity. Rose the Hulk. Yeah, I've been slacking, dude. I weighed myself this morning. I'm down to 213 on the scale. I'm usually around 230. Does smoking affect training? Yeah, I would definitely not be doing that. He said there's no such thing as a liquidity sweep. Okay. It's, well, he can call it whatever he wants. There's orders stacked up on the chart. Price goes to it and then goes in a different direction or continues. But call it whatever. You can throw whatever label you want on it. There's an action that takes place that retail traders described as a liquidity sweep. Appreciate that. I wasn't, yeah. I'm 6'5", XO. Yeah. Can you lose your Apex account if your first trade is negative 500? No, not just because of that negative 500. I mean, I don't trading. I've only traded 50Ks on Apex, and that's you get 2,500 to draw down. Why am I not in the league? Used to play baseball. My brother was in the league. One of them. I shorted this. Please tell me I'm good. We'll see. I don't see clear. I don't see bearish order flow being respected. There's only bullish order flow taking place right now. I mean, it could dump though. There's just very little volume on the chart. I'll show you what I'm looking at on the book map. Very little volume. It's not ideal. What league? MLB. Played baseball. XO, that's level 2 data. Level 2, it's software where you can see level 2 data. The YouTube comment, I didn't see it. Oh. Yeah, that's funny. How long have you been profitable? So I don't usually say that I'm profitable. I've said this before. In order to be considered profitable in my according to my standard, is you have to be taking consistent payouts for 9 to 12 months. Like every time you can take a payout, whether you're trading Apex or whatever, like if you're trading Apex, if you're taking a payout every 8 days consistently for 9 to 12 months, then I think you can call yourself profitable. I haven't been doing that. I've been doing it 4 months, going on 5 months now. I've been taking consistent payouts every time. I was supposed to take a payout last night. I got kind of pissed because I realized that I had gone over the 30% windfall that Apex requires you to stay underneath. So one of my trading days was over 30% of my total profits. Stupid. It was over by like $80. But I've been taking consistent payouts every 8 days for 4 or 5 months now. So I think you need to be doing that for 9 to 12 months before you can claim that you're profitable. No, I couldn't take it. I need one more trading day to kind of even out the total. I need one more profitable trading, or like I need one more day of profits to even out the percentage so that I'm not over the 30%. they won't let you take a payout of the full amount if you're over. Well, I don't know if it's at all or just the full amount, but if you're over the 30% of your total profits, which I am by like just a little bit. Am I in a trade? No, you'll see it if I'm in a trade. 32. Profit, 2 in profit. If you have taken a trade in it and then you got stopped out, I would not take another trade in this price action. There's nothing clear, nothing worth taking. I'd just sit on your hands. Do you have multiple accounts? Yeah, I got 5 right now. 2 TPT and 3 Apex. Me no like, me sleep. I'd get that at class in an hour and a half, so I probably should drink a little more coffee. Bullish on the day, yeah, I can see that. I wanted to see us hit that London low Ducati before I was interested in getting in this trade. If this had come down here and taken this low, I definitely would have longed with you guys. But the fact that we didn't come down and take that, we just kind of edged it. What I was thinking we were about to do is take the London high. Let me get some of these. What I thought we were going to do is take this London high and then come down and maybe even dump through it down to these other lows. But it's just kind of teased it and then went straight up and hasn't come back. Do I consider coffee healthier than energy drinks? Yeah, I think that's, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I still think you got to moderate whatever you drink, but coffee is more natural. You say some wild shit, dude. You're out, D. Yeah. $2.5 for the day. There you go, man. That's a great day. I use honey, BR. I use honey as my sweetener. I get local honey and I use that. I don't use sugar. I mean, obviously honey has natural sugar in it, but I don't use like the granulated white sugar or whatever. Put honey on everything. Yeah, I do pay for the order flow data through Bookmap. I pay for the CME data and I pay for the COMEX data. I have Global Plus, so, and then I pay for the data on top of that. Man, D, if you're up 2.5 on the day, I wouldn't be sweating anything, man. I'd be doing a little happy dance and going about my day. Yeah, I do. Profit. Here it is right here. That sun, here we go again with the sun. Shining through my blinds. I need a blackout curtain on that. You say some wild. Is that? No, that's not. That's not better. That's annoying. On a funded, I think it's a week, Hassan. I'm not 100% sure about that. I think it's a week. But what you could do if you're worried about that is with one micro open a trade, hold it for a minute and then close it. Especially if in price action like this where it's just like consolidating, you'll make or lose $5 or $10 or something. You won't. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, and it'll count as a trading day. Just keep it open for a minute or so, and I think you should be good. I appreciate that, D. Appreciate that, man. Any tips for the upper body? Diet is 90% of it, man. 80 to 90% of getting in good shape is how much you're eating and how much protein you're taking in. Creatine, sleep, being in the gym and working out properly is just that's a very small percentage of it. Obviously, it's the most important part in terms of like, if you're not working out, you're not going to grow, but you're also not going to grow if you're not getting enough sleep and you're not eating enough protein. I think creatine's a must. I think even if you don't work out, I think creatine is a great thing to take, because if you can go, I could give you the PubMed meta-analysis on a lot of the research they've done on creatine. The cognitive benefits of creatine are unbelievable, man. Creatine, and I don't like to encourage this if you're not already using it, but nicotine. Creatine and nicotine, the cognitive benefits of those two things are some of the best that you can possibly have. They're now using nicotine to reverse Alzheimer's in people with severe Alzheimer's and dementia. Not cigs, just nicotine. Like a Zen, or an Alpine Alps, whatever. Yeah, make sure you're drinking enough water too. Yeah. Obviously, there's some negatives with nicotine. You could have increased blood pressure and things like that. But the overall cognitive benefits of it, I will take creatine for life. What creatine makes my face puffy? I haven't had that. Creatine I take is called Optimum Nutrition. So this is what I take. To me, that's the best stuff. It's the stuff that mixes the best for me. It doesn't mess my stomach up. Some creatines, like the Walmart brand and stuff, they mess my stomach up. I have not had any issues taking Optimum Nutrition. I'm 6'5". Test base with Anavar and a sprinkle of Trin. It's not a bad combo. Wouldn't recommend it if you want to live long, though. Monohydrate, yeah. Is creatine dietary? You mean does it like naturally occur in foods? Is that what you're asking? What do you do for work if you aren't profitable? I pay my bills with trading, man. Again, the standard that I have for profitability is 9 to 12 months of what you need in order to be able to claim profitability. But before I did this, I worked a job at a law firm, and I made some really good money doing that. And I had money saved up so that when I stopped doing that in around May of this year, I had plenty of money as like a bolster in case I wasn't continuing to make money trading. Does it make you shit yourself? No, this creatine doesn't. I've had other creatine, like the Walmart brand Equate or whatever it is, Equal. The Walmart brand did, but this creatine does not. No. Jai, no, I haven't taken any trades. No, there's not. Top Step. One of the reasons I don't use them is I don't want to be stuck using their Top Step X, and you can't get all the Can't use all the same indicators. You could chart on TradingView and then just execute on their Top Step platform, but who said life on easy mode? Because I'm 6'5"? Nah, man. What am I looking for? Well, I'd like to see a clear reversal down to London low at this point, but we're just getting this consolidation here. We swept London high. I want to see us invert a gap down to London low. But I think we're just either going to consolidate or continue higher, to be completely honest. Like an avatar. Yeah, I feel like that walking around, man. I get stared at like a zoo animal. It's kind of weird. I use Optimum Nutrition Mass Gain. Dude, Hassan, I used, when I was first, so I weighed about 175 pounds when I first started working out, or when I got back into working out. And I would drink the Optimum Nutrition Mass Gainer, and it did the same thing to me if I was taking it in the full dosage, because I think those massive scoops, two of them is one dose. So I had to break it down. I would do like half of a scoop, half of a scoop, half a scoop throughout the day until I was at a full dosage of 2 scoops, and it didn't mess me up as bad. But it definitely worked in terms of putting on some size pretty quick. Do I have a partner? I have a girlfriend, yes. That's what you're asking. She's probably watching right now too. And she just told me that my patience is impeccable for not taking a trade, which I greatly appreciate. Girlfriend stream? She's busy, dude. She teaches at a university. And she's working on all kinds of other things. You ever shit yourself with the Zen coffee combo? No. Yeah, shot path. I would say don't. If you're feeling that way, I would just suggest taking a walk, getting off the charts. Wanting to take a trade. Which indicator are you talking about? What are you in school for? So when I was working for the law firm, I was basically like a paralegal. And the reason I went back to school was because I wanted to be an actual attorney, which you needed a 4-year degree to do. So I started down this journey about 2 years ago to go back to school. And I was not making any money trading at the time. I didn't have an idea that it was going to be something that I could make a career out of. And by career, I mean make a tremendous amount of money from and be able to pay my bills and not actually go to law school. So with the way trading's been going, I've been leaning more towards doing this as my main job. I'm only a year and a half away from graduating undergrad, and I'm at a very good school, so I don't want to throw that away. So I want to finish my undergrad, and then depending on where I am with trading, potentially go to law school. But if things keep going the way that they are, I might just do this full time. There you go, Prophet. That's a good thing to do, man. Go work out or something. You're a law student? There you go, CK. Patience. Randall, patience is the biggest thing that's going to take you the furthest in trading. Realizing that you make money by waiting. In 9th grade, it's so nice to start learning about trading. Dude, yeah, you're on top of it if you're in 9th grade learning. When I was in 9th grade, man, I was not living the way that I should have been. So you're on top of it. I was actually in military school at 9th grade. London low did not get taken. This right here. Yeah, if you're using the ICT kill zone and pivots indicator, it's not. It has not been taken. He was a bad kid. I like to have fun, man. I was more focused on having fun than I was on the important things. Some people frowned upon that. I think it's going to continue higher, to be honest with you. Which indicator, man? I just showed you. ICT kill zone and pivots is the one that marks out these levels. Then I draw them manually. So this indicator comes on. This is what I do. I need to do a video on this. What I do first thing in the morning, I'll tell you guys this, and I'm going to make a video on this and post it. Make sure that you like it, since I'm being nice enough to do this now. Okay. So what I do first thing in the morning is I sit down here at my chart. And if you could see the full chart here, this would be more beneficial. But I look at all these session highs and lows. And what I do is I start at the top and I work my way down and I mark these out and I put them all at the same level. So what I do here is I find a time frame that's going to be easiest for you guys to see while I'm streaming. In this case, I think it was 1 o'clock. So I'll put this vertical line right here. And then with the ray tool, this tool right here, I'll go from this point all the way to this line right here. And I put it up here. I don't try to make it straight. I put it up here for a reason, or down low, whatever. I just make it so it's obscure. And then I copy what you'll see this indicated. You'll see this pop up right here when you double click on the line. Copy, paste, straightens it out. And at that point, what I do is I have these templates saved. You can't see this. I have these templates saved and I'll mark it out, all-time high, whatever the level is. So I'll do that for each single level, every single level, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, to as low as I think that we're probably, as low as we potentially could go. And then what I also do is I mark out the midnight open. So you can see this line right here. I have marked out midnight open. It's called true day open on this indicator. I marked that out. Also, you should have marked out too is the 8:30 open. I don't have that marked out here, but you should mark out the 8:30 open too. I do this on NQ and ES, and I do it on MNQ or MES if I'm planning to trade the micros. And then what I do after that is I go to the daily chart and I look at the fair value gaps on the daily chart. Where are we in relation to these fair value gaps, these big imbalances? And then I work my way down. Where are we on the 4-hour chart? Okay, that's where we are on the 4-hour chart. Where are we on the 2? Where are we on the 1? All the way down. And I just get an idea. I get familiar with where we are on the chart. Where's price? Where could it potentially want to go? Where are the draws? That's what I do before I ever do anything else, as soon as I sit down on the charts. So that's what I would recommend doing. It gets you familiar with where price is, where price has been, where it could potentially go, and you're not surprised by anything. Oh shit, we're tapping into a daily gap here. It's like, no, you know that because you did that prior to the market opening. Prior to doing anything else, you made sure that you were checking on every single level. And then, what's the other most important thing you do before you ever take a trade? What's the most important thing you do before you get on the charts? Yeah, praying is very important. But in terms of a trading element, what's something you need to know about that trading day? Not daily bias, news. Exactly. What is the scheduled news for the day? What is the scheduled news? Is there any scheduled news? Is there going to be anything that is going to, I'm going to take a trade and it's going to be a perfect setup and then it's going to get completely screwed up because I didn't know that there was going to be a news event? Take a rip of the pen. No, that's not it. Nathan, I would highly recommend not doing that, especially not until after, if at all. You got to invert one of these gaps before you get interested in this short. This could just be a retest just to go higher. Bounced off this level twice before. It's called ICT kill zone and pivots. That's the indicator that marks the sessions and the midnight open. Got a big order down at 25,800, which would be right where this London low is still marked. We've bounced off this 5 minute now 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So we'll see if we reject again or if it's just gonna now break loose. That's what it's called, ICT kill zone and pivots. Right there. See that name at the top? That's what it's called. It's called FEG/IFEG Nephew Sam. This 3 minute, there is a breaker here that we've created. This is starting to shape up like a nice short here, and I might have missed it inside of that. We didn't really get a tap back except right here a little bit, but let's see if we get a pull. If we get a pull back into this breaker, I might be willing to take a short to see how we react out of it. You're already in it. Let's see what happens here. I need to dig into this to be able to get into this short. I'm not going to front run it. I'm not going to FOMO into this. I will be if we get a tap back into this breaker. I don't want to be premature here. I want to wait for a better entry. That'd be a really long stop for me. I want to see this pullback, hopefully into that gap slightly, and then I'll get in on this. I want to pull back into this area right here. If it runs without me, it is what it is. I wouldn't have taken this without an entry anyway. So this is ES, S&P futures. Come on, give me a pullback. I don't think I'm going to get an entry here. That's the 3 minute right there. Breakers on the 3. Just got to stay patient. Yeah, I'm not getting an entry on this, I don't think. Just going to run. Stocks? No, this is NASDAQ futures. The reason I'm not going to FOMO into this trade is because I want a good entry back into this breaker right here. Because my stop, for me to be comfortable with this trade, I'd want to put my stop probably above this wick or this wick high here. Not just above the breaker, in case it does kind of gives us a wicky movement. And right here would be way too long of a stop with the sizing that I want to size in on. So this right here would be ideal. And then we'd probably, I'd say we would want to do full movement would probably be down at 68.17-ish if we could get that. But we're not going to get a pullback here. Yeah, I got you. On ES or NQ, Sosa? Stopped out, dang. NQ, got you. Get you a better view here. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is a beautiful setup here. You typically, this is the setup I wanted right after we took the London level. This is this exact setup, but we pushed way too high for me to be like thinking that it was about to happen. This is kind of just happening in the middle of a range. But we see this London high right here. I wanted this exact setup to happen right at this level. But, you know, it is what it is. And we also didn't get a retrace on this. So even if this had happened at that level, it would have been tough for me to take a trade on it without getting an entry. What do we do now? Just sit and watch it and wave? You could try to torture yourself and say, man, how much would I have made? Well, there's 13 points times 50. you could be eyeballing along from the VWAP. Yeah. There's that 77 level, Brian. I would still be thinking that we might want to go lower here, so I'd be careful getting into this. Why is live trading so much harder? It's a psychological thing, man. It's definitely psychological. Do I know which orders are real and which aren't on the bookmap? It's a great question. I have a filter on that's supposed to filter out bots, but there could be real orders stacked up there and they could yank them right before price gets to it. It's just attracting price to that level. But short answer, no. I mean, I guess that's the most accurate answer, is like you can never know for sure. The filters, I'm relying on the filter to be right if it's filtering out the bots and things like that. No, we haven't taken any trades yet. This went right to just past 2 standard deviations here, right to the VWAP basically, and rejected off of it. Oh, my bad, Nick. What'd you say? NQ. There's NQ. I'm gonna see if we get an entry here, and I'll be tempted to take this, but we'll see. We'll see how it reacts. This 5-minute here is interesting. See how it reacts in this area. If it rejects off of this area, then I'll try to get in on a short. It could have been the full move right there, though. It did go a little over 2 standard deviations. This is ES. A lot of buy orders stacking up below us here. Hey, at least you paid yourself, man. Took 1,200 payouts and then blew the account. Yeah, I've done that several times. Happens. Took out too much. Or didn't have a big enough buffer. Yeah. 1 hour just bounced right off the VWAP, pushed right up. Yeah, I'm going to be hesitant to take this now. That could have been the full move down to the VWAP, and this could push right through. We're going to keep an eye on this level, see what happens. NQ's rejecting a little bit there. We'll see how this plays. Eyeballing currently at this setup, I'm eyeballing shorts. Still haven't gotten an entry on this. Yeah, looking for a short here, potentially. Want to see how price reacts in this zone. Potentially take it to the lows here. But I don't think we're going to get an entry. Sucks. No entry, no trade. Yeah, I saw that. Just touch into this. It could be. I haven't been looking at the... I think ES looks way cleaner, to be honest with you. I also want to see it hit this and reject like that. I want to see this rejection in this zone. You short or long, Nick? Okay. I hope it plays, man. I hope it doesn't just blow through this and keep going. No, we haven't taken any trades yet. Dang. Sorry about that, EP. Down 900. There's your follow through, Nick. I want to see this touch. Give me an entry. And I want to see it hit at least to this swing low right here. $68.28. I want to see it up to 68.38, 68.40 area. What time frame are you looking at there, Happy? The 15? Yeah, I see that on the 15. Yeah, JC, I know, man. There's nothing I can do about it. TikTok won't remove them. Nah, man, I didn't want that entry. This is the entry I'm looking for right here. C-Bum Trader. Appreciate that, man. There's orders up to 40 here. I just don't think we're going to get it. Yeah, I'm using OBS and Streamlabs. OBS for YouTube, Streamlabs for TikTok. Jump one in there? No. Yeah, jump in there with a 30-point stop on ES. 16-point stop. Yeah, I'm good. I'm not going to get filled. Yeah, it would be a miracle if I got a fill on this. You in for micros or minis, Nick? I gotcha. Yeah, I'm live on YouTube. In Brazil. What'd it do? You're up 1K. There you go, man. That's nice. The YouTube is ChristianTrades Live. Favorite LaCroix? Probably this limoncello, man. I don't know if you can see that with the sun being doing what it's doing, but limoncello hits. You have a fear of being included. So close to blowing my first funded. No. It happens, man. I don't know if anybody here has heard me say it before, but my first funded, I had 2 fundeds at the same time, first ever having that, and blew them, I think, within like 1 or 2 trades. Just being stupid. I haven't taken a trade, Marks. I need an entry here to get a trade. No entry, no trade. What's up, Minnie? And I don't think I'm going to get it, to be completely honest with you. Okay, static drawdown. Nice. Yeah, here comes a dump on ES, I think. Some big orders dragging price down here. Flashing below us at 68.22.5. If it breaks this VWAP, I think it's clear to the downside. How do you come back from that loss of the funded account? Man, it takes a little while. You got to, for one, you got to learn how to control your emotions. That's the biggest part of it. I think, honestly, one of the best things that happened to me was blowing accounts like that, because it taught me it helped me to learn how to control my emotions. But you got to, what's really important is making sure that you're journaling and evaluating exactly what went wrong. What did you do wrong? Did you oversize? Did you take a bad trade? Did you FOMO in? Or did it, clearly, if you're blowing an account like that, I would say that you're doing something wrong. It's not just that very, very rarely are you getting multiple trades in a row that just completely shit on you. Typically, it's that you're either oversizing or you're FOMOing into trades. or you're closing too soon. Maybe you were in profit and you closed too soon, and then you got back in, all the above. Yeah. Yeah. I think part of the biggest thing is identifying exactly what went wrong so you can fix it. No, this is seriously, this is the only, the only thing I would have taken here is this entry. This is the entry. This is my model right here. This is the model I look for. This is what pays. So if I didn't get an entry into this level, a retest into this level, you could say that, potentially right in here, but I wanted to see a dig into this area to be able to open a trade. And this happens enough where I don't feel the need to FOMO into this trade. This will happen again, maybe not today, most likely not today, but it'll happen later in the week sometime, and we'll make some money off of it. So I know I have enough faith in this strategy working that I'm not even like, oh, damn, I missed that trade. Like, I really didn't miss this trade. I didn't get my entry. It didn't fit exactly into my setup, so I didn't take it. I didn't try to make it fit what I wanted to see. I wanted to see what I know, and it didn't happen. So, Ishmael, no, we have not taken a trade. Wanted this, haven't gotten an entry on it. I think several guys in here either were in on this trade or still are. Psychologically hard to come back. Yeah, it definitely is, man. But that's what you gotta master, that part of the process to be successful long term. How much you up now, Nick? This would have been a beautiful trade, man. 1.5, very nice. You're still in, Blake? Nice. I don't usually aim for RR, man, but like this right here, just something that's reasonable. You know what I mean? Like if I'm in this trade right here, even taking this, that I would want my stop to be above this wick high potentially, or at least above that area right there. And that's too wide of a stop for my liking. So what I would have wanted is a dig into here, have my stop just to be comfortable above that wick high, and then targeting something down in here potentially, and I would be trailing my stop pretty aggressively at this point down in here, potentially targeting all the way down. But I don't typically say, okay, I'm gonna do a 1 RR or a 2 RR. Just like to see a solid entry lends itself to have a quality risk to reward ratio. Yeah, if I'm in multiple contracts, then yeah, I'll take partials at certain levels. Yeah, for sure, Aaron. I got you. The Discord's great. We got some good guys in there, but there's not I don't post as much in there as I should in terms of educational stuff and whatnot. I'm in the process of, we're getting there. Nah, Gabriel, we haven't taken anything. Didn't get an entry here. Did you say backtesting of a trade without hitting on T's? Backing out of a trade without hitting. It's somewhat, yeah. Man, I cut into so much of my profits early on by not letting trades run. I think one of the best things you can do is set it and forget it. If you can get into a trade and then just walk away, sometimes that's the best thing to do. Nah, Brandon, we were looking for an entry here. We haven't gotten it. those relative equals on the 15 are juicy. Juicy, juicy. No, I haven't taken any trades. Let me use the restroom real quick. How much do I make a month? Not enough. For this trade, it would be, we had sweep of London, breaker formation, V-shaped recovery, gap formed here, would love a retest, and then that's where I would open, but we didn't get an entry, so we didn't take it. It's rejecting off that. Was it a 5 minute it's rejecting off of? Right here. It's hung up between these two gaps now. Breaks below the VWAP here. It's free and clear down, pretty sure. There you go, Haley. Very nice. I don't do limit orders. I try not to do limit orders, man, because what if, like, you could set a limit order here, but what if price just shoots through it? You know, it goes straight to your stop. I like to see it. I like to see it test the level and make sure that it's going to bounce off of it. How long have you been trading? About 4 years. Yeah, this is the setup right here. Just haven't gotten an entry on it. There's nothing here indicating a long, to be honest with you. I would not have recommended that. is bearish order flow. Still waiting for the reversal. Bookmap on ES is lit up pretty low here, all the way down to like 68.14. No, this is ES Franklin. What I was waiting for is a retest of this level right here, and I was going to enter short. Didn't get an entry. I had the breaker on the 3, 5-minute gap, 3-minute gap. Almost retested here. Didn't get it. I want to dig into this area so that our stop won't be as wide. But I don't think we're going to get it. So it's also coming up on a time of day where I don't like being in a trade. You're live so long? Yeah, I got YouTube. Links right there. Appreciate all the follows also on here and on YouTube and I just made a new Instagram page specifically for my trading content. So if you guys wouldn't mind dropping me a follow on there, that'd be great. It's Christian Trades Live. I don't think it is either, Rips. This was the setup I was waiting for right here. There you go, Nick. Yeah, that's good. Very nice. Lock in those profits. Appreciate it, man. You too. Glad you're up. It was a nice trade. Yeah, I got class 12, 12:30, yeah. Appreciate you. That setup's not happening, but yeah, doesn't look like it, does it? A lot of orders stacked up lower. I'm good, Adam. Definitely would have liked to take the short, but no big deal. Do I think college is worth it? Depends on what it is that you're going to study or what it is that you want to do. I think if you're going to do something that requires it, yeah, I think it is definitely worth it. I think if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, architect, something like that, then yeah, I do think is definitely worth it. If you want to be a business owner or you want to, do something like that, then no, there's plenty of other ways to go about it. If you want to be, don't sleep on blue collar jobs. There's a lot of blue collar jobs that pay a lot of money. If you want to do this, then no, absolutely not. College is not needed for this. But if you want to do this from like a firm standpoint, where you want to go work for Jane Street or something, be a quant analyst or a quant trader, then yeah, you gotta do this. You gotta go to college. But I think the biggest thing, what I always tell people, because I got cousins and stuff that are around your age and they're debating what to do, I always say figure out what it is that you want to do as a career, and then figure out how you make that happen. And if a part of making that happen is going to college, then go to college. There you go. You regret going to trade school? The way that I did it, man. So I worked on cars for a while, and the way that I did it was the dealership where I started. I started as a lube tech. Didn't know anything about cars really. I liked cars. I didn't know anything about working on them. I knew how to change oil, so they hired me as a lube tech, and then I picked it up really quickly, and they decided to send me to school for it, and they paid for it. So if you can get into a situation like that, like a paid apprenticeship or something like that for plumbing or something along those lines, that's the way to really go about it. Get the company that you want to work for to pay for your education. And a lot of them are willing to do that because they need people. Kyle, I wasn't an attorney. I was basically working as a paralegal, but yeah, I wanted to do. I haven't. It takes a level of. I don't want to like sit here and act like I'm an. I don't know how to say this without sounding like I'm not humble, but I'm not as. How do I say this without being a dickhead? There's a level of intelligence that I have that lends me to be better at certain things, and so working as a paralegal, that industry, small to medium-sized business transactions, from the mergers and acquisitions standpoint, I naturally was better at it. Was very well read, articulate, able to communicate well with other people. So I was able to pick up on it very quickly, shadowing for a year or so before I ever got involved. My mom says, mention Mike Rowe's work. Yeah, that's a good point. Uh, Mike Rowe, he's always pushing blue collar jobs, and he's got programs where they offer scholarships to send people to school for trade schools. So check out Mike Rowe, Mike Rowe. He has a program. I forgot the name of it, but they offer tons of scholarships to send you to school for plumbing or for electrical or anything blue collar related, because there's such a shortage of people in those industries. And they pay tremendous amounts of money, man. Like plumbers make a shit ton of money, especially if you own your own plumbing company. All right, Aaron. We'll see you tomorrow, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I don't. Nah, man, we didn't get an entry on this. Looking at, you're in longs at break even. Can I explain what I have labeled as a breaker? Yeah, you have a high, then you had a low, then you had a higher high, and then a lower low. So basically, the way that I like to think of it is the last leg down before a move higher, and then you had this reversal. This is ES, S&P 500. I'm honestly about to call it, guys, because I don't want to be in a trade at this time, and I got class here shortly. So if I were to get into a trade, it's going to be just got your second payout. That's awesome, Hunter. Very nice, man. It's a good feeling. Hassan, yeah. I'll be trading in December. Y'all check that out if you're looking for money to be able to pay for trade school. Yeah, I'm about to dip. I got to go to class, man. And this is not, I don't want to be involved in this. I just didn't get the entry on this trade. Would have been decent if we had, 13 or 14 points down to the VWAP. But, tomorrow's a new day. So I'll bounce. We'll be back tomorrow. I appreciate all you guys being here. Appreciate the follows. Appreciate the gifts. Yeah. So you guys be good. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless you guys. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. You too. Have a good day.